Well, I was born in New York, actually. So
Okay.
I was born in Woodstock,
Oh,
1969. Woodstock, kind of the place to be born if you want to be in the cannabis industry, right? You can always
right.
fall back on that. Hey, where you from? Woodstock, really? Yeah. When? Oh, 1969, really? It's just kind of it kind of
Yeah.
hones in more and more on the reality of where I was at. So my mom was from Massachusetts and my dad was from New York, and they both went up to Woodstock in '68 because obviously that was the place to be. I was born in '69. Then we moved. So my mom and my dad were not together as when I was a kid. So it's kind of like the classic uh, kid on the move with the single mom. And we went out to Cali, to Big Sur. Um, she actually went out to Big Sur on her own before, I think before all that, and kind of laid the groundwork there a little bit. Met all the cool, met the right people and stuff. And so basically, we went out to Cali, and then we went to South America, actually to Chile, to Arica, Chile, and that was in '72. So I guess I was about three then, and that was interesting because I mean, obviously I don't remember any of it, but the group that we were with was a spiritual group down called. They named themselves Arica after the place, after Arica, Chile, and it was classic, uh, a classic hedonistic slash spiritual group that my mom was part of that became quite a big thing later. Like when she was there, it was the original, I think, 13 members or so. And then now it's expanded to thousands and thousands of members all over the world. But it was interesting because of the time period. It was like the post, because hippies were you had the bohemians, then you had the hippies. Then the hippies sort of died officially in '69, right? That was the official year that they themselves decided to kill the hippie off, and anybody past that point was sort of like the kind of next generation of fake hippies. You know what I mean? So
Right,
so
right.
so my
What do
mom
you
was
mean by
already.
they decided to kill Hippie
Yeah,
off?
they had a funeral. They had a funeral in Central Park where they basically had a casket, and they said the death of the hippie. That's when the yippies and the zippies and all the other groups came out because they were still fundamentally had the same principles. It's just that they were being. It's like how the hipsters, right? There was true hipsters in the beginning that were really creative and doing really cool stuff, and then there was a bunch of fake hipsters, right? That kind of came in, killed that whole thing because now anybody with a beard is a hipster, right? Whereas before it was like, no, I think you had to be at least on a unicycle making coffee and canning your own fucking fruits or something, right? There was always something, had to be a little more artistic beyond just having a beard, right? And so the same thing happened to the hippies back in the '60s and early '70s, where in the early '70s it all kind of went bad, right? It was like a lot of harder drugs came into the scene, and the